Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing well. Before we get started, a fragrance fact, or at least a fragrance fact according to the internet. You're spraying it wrong. Your hair, not your skin, might actually be the best place to spray fragrance. Because of your scalp's oiliness, come on, wash your hair, it will actually keep scent longer than your skin will. Also, because it's always in motion, it can actually diffuse the scent more easily. That is right, gentlemen. You've been doing it all wrong. Spray not on your skin, ever, not on your clothes. Just blast your head. Because your head is in movement all day like this. And so people can really just pick that scent up when you walk by. How's it going? You like my fragrance? Don't actually do that. I think I just gave myself a concussion. Yeah, today we're talking about 7 versatile day or night cool weather fragrances, everyday wear kind of scents that people really love. So let's jump into it. Let's check out some versatile scents, shall we? And before we jump into the official list, guess what? This fragrance right here, Jet Black Enigma, that I creatively directed in collaboration with Michael Malone London, is also very versatile for day or night, for cool weather. I've got a link in the description to this fragrance and actually all the fragrances that I'm going to talk about here today. This one has notes of saffron, labdanum, cardamom, cinnamon, oud, tonka. Smells amazing, lasts forever. If you use my code GENTSCENTS, it will save you 20% off, which will make this right at about $88. And that's for a 100 ml size bottle. So check it out. If you want to support the channel, this is the best way to do so. Link in the description. It's a good way to support the channel because you get something too. A fragrance. And you know what, just really quickly, I want to thank the Beast Mode Gents. You know, Beast Mode Gents support this channel hardcore, and those are some hardcore guys. So Beast Mode Gents, love you guys. Let's do it. Versatile fragrances, daytime or nighttime. Let's start with Eau de Parfum. I totally pulled that off. That was a really dumb move, flipping it by the cap. Apple, tonka, sage, ginger, and cedar, some of the notes in the scent. Really kind of an evolution or a tweak on the Eau de Parfum DNA. So if you already own that one, Eau de Parfum might be a little bit redundant for you. But personally, I love what this one does. And I think that for me, I gotta own them both. So this one you might be able to say is slightly more mature than the Eau de Parfum. It's not quite as sweet, nice and smooth and rich, and a fantastic scent basically any time during fall or winter. Now, while I do say it's not as sweet as the Eau de Parfum, still does have sweetness in here. Of course, that apple in the opening, which is gonna tie it together with the Eau de Parfum along with tonka in the base. For me personally, I put this one right up there with the Eau de Parfum. I know it's never gonna hit the levels of popularity that the Eau de Parfum has right now, but I think that it's a great release. Up next, Eros Eau de Parfum from Versace. Now this one has everything that people love from Eros Eau de Toilette. It's got that mint, it's got that apple, that tonka. It retains a bunch of that sweetness from the original, which does so well at grabbing people's attention, especially if you're a wild man and you spray yourself 10, 12, 15 times with Eros, you're definitely gonna get some attention at that point. I mean, you might be sacrificing some versatility because people are gonna run away screaming from you, but they're gonna know you're there, baby. And sometimes that's half the battle. So like I said, that Eros DNA still right here front and center in Eros Eau de Parfum, but I think this one amps up the versatility. And that's because while this does have a good amount of sweetness, it's not quite as cloying as it is in the Eau de Toilette. Things are a little bit smoother here, a little bit richer. You've got a nice sandalwood that comes out in Eros Eau de Parfum as it dries down, which really helps kind of elevate the entire composition for me. So if you love that Eros DNA, but you're looking for a fragrance that you could use in more situations than Eros Eau de Toilette kind of gets pigeonholed into. A lot of times it's like, hey man, club fragrance, Eros Eau de Toilette, as if that's all you can do with it. Eros Eau de Parfum is better. You know, you can bust that one out a lot more places than you can the EDT, and it's gonna fit right in. Up next, Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum from Viktor and Rolf. And look, I have a little baby one. All my other Spice Bombs are 90 milliliters, and this is a little rinky-dink 50 mil. It's a baby bomb. This one has apple, cardamom, pistachio, and clary sage as some of the notes in the fragrance. Yeah, pistachio kind of kind of sticks out. Night Vision Eau de Toilette, the one obviously that came before this, was not all that well received by a lot of people because it was a little bit, how do we say, Invictus-y. Yes, Invictus. It's my favorite. And while Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum still does have a lot of that DNA from the Eau de Toilette, which you would expect, it's done, once again, much better here. This one is more wearable, more versatile. It's not just bash you in the head, bubblegum sweet, and then that's it. But it still retains enough of that sweetness and that character that people love so much in modern fragrances. So it's a fragrance that you can pull off, again, just about anywhere. Not quite as youthful as Night Vision Eau de Toilette, and yet still completely appealing to younger guys or middle-aged guys or older. Kind of like Eros Eau de Parfum. I think this one is just better overall fragrance if we're talking about just daily wear. And if memory serves correctly, Night Vision Eau de Parfum is one of those fragrances that just has a ton of notes. I think they might be overcompensating. Fragrantic is wrong all the time, and they could be wrong here, but I mean, can you see that? Yeah. I think it smells really nice though. Faint similarities to Azzaro's Wanted by Night, which is a personal love of mine. So Night Vision Eau de Parfum, that one actually totally worth owning. Night Vision Eau de Toilette, could probably leave it on the shelf. Up next from Prada, Luna Rossa Carbon. Can you go to that? Until the next fragrance I do, it goes flying out of my hand, smashes into the shelf behind me and knocks down like 30 fragrances and shatters them all on the ground. Lavender, ambroxan, bergamot, and pepper, some of the notes in this scent right here, smells similar to Dior Sauvage. It's basically Prada Sauvage, which I've said a million times, but it still is. So you're gonna get that ambroxan, that pepper front and center, of course, a clean lavender here, kind of a metallic nature to the fragrance, a little bit smoother than Dior Sauvage, a little bit more rounded off. Some people really do appreciate that more because it's not quite as aggressive. So some people that have issues with Dior Sauvage, talking about the Eau de Toilette version of Dior Sauvage, people that have issues with it kind of tickling their nose or causing them to sneeze or have just kind of a negative overall reaction to it. They don't have that happen with Luna Rossa Carbon, so they go toward this one. Because that DNA still is really likable, obviously, that's why Dior Sauvage is the best-selling men's fragrance out right now, because people get amazing reactions to it. But if that one, like I said, is maybe too aggressive for you, then maybe this one would be the one to go for. As far as versatility and mass appeal, this one is fantastic. Up next, let's go with a fragrance from, at this point, what is a classic men's line. It's Acqua di Gio Profumo from Giorgio Armani. So there's C notes in here, there's bergamot, there's patchouli, there's rosemary. It has that Acqua di Gio DNA, only this one is better suited for cool weather than pretty much all the other Acqua di Gio fragrances because this one is infused with incense. So it gives it this slight smoky edge, this little bit of an incensey character, which helps carry it through cooler weather, much in the same way that you might be able to pull off like a Bleu de Chanel Eau de Toilette or Eau de Parfum in fall and winter because of that little bit of incense in there. Now, of course, some people are going to say, nah, it's still better for warm weather, and I'm not going to argue with you there. I think it's a fragrance that really works well in warm weather. Obviously, it's an Acqua di Gio, but frankly, the way that one is built, to me, makes it a year-round fragrance. You would just adjust your sprays up or down, depending on where you're going, what you're doing, what the temperature is going to be, all that stuff. And that's really something that comes with wear. So the more you wear a fragrance, the more you'll figure out how it works off your skin, and then you'll be able to go, okay, I know it's going to be pretty cold, so I'll spray this many sprays. You know how it is. Next up, let's do another Eau de Parfum flanker, shall we? We had Eros Eau de Parfum. We had Spice Bomb Night Vision Eau de Parfum. We had Y Le Parfum. We had Acqua di Gio Profumo. Yeah, close enough. Up next, Legend Eau de Parfum. Legend of the Hidden Eau de Parfum. Any of you out there watch Legend of the Hidden Temple back in the day? Gotta be some of you that did. Tell you what, instead of leaving me a comment about fragrances, leave me a comment. What was the best Legend of the Hidden Temple team? That's really important. That's more important than this. Olmec was just out there, you know? He's wild. Having those temple guards chase people down. Crazy, madman. Well, not really chased them, kind of jumped out of a hidden spot, you know? But still, a lot of you out there are like, what is he talking about? Look it up. Look it up. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Back to the fragrance. This is an Eau de Parfum flanker, obviously, of Legend. Mont Blanc Legend, the original Eau de Toilette, that gets compared to Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, which is the all-time winningest mall fragrance. And by winningest, I mean nose blastingest, because you smelled it every time you came remotely close to an Abercrombie & Fitch. You smelled those stores before you saw them. This has woods, oak moss, bergamot, and leather as some of the notes in the scent. And this does have that fierce DNA once again. Cool weather situations, I'd go for the Eau de Parfum over the Eau de Toilette, not only because it's newer, so it's gonna come across a little more modern, we might say, than the Eau de Toilette does, but it's got a little more heaviness to it, a little more density to it, so it's gonna help last a little bit more in that cool weather. And I think it's really well done. Maybe you could think of it as an ever so slightly more grown up version of Legend Eau de Toilette, just in a simple way to break that down. And last but not least, the fragrance that kicked off an explosively successful line of fragrances. Not explosively, a moderately successful line of fragrances. A decently successful line of fragrances, L'Homme Ideal Eau de Toilette. Really successful in the fragrance community, you know, where people can pick it up at discounters and stuff. That counts for something, right? This does smell awesome though. Really love it. It's got almond, citrus, tonka, and leather as some of the notes in the scent. Now, L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, that one gets probably the most love, and for good reason. That smells fantastic. The cherry in that is great. The new L'Homme Ideal Extreme, you know, you can check that out also. Love that one. L'Homme Ideal Cologne is discontinued, but I like that one a lot. This one, along with L'Homme Ideal Sport, gonna be the easiest ones to find typically at discounters. And I think this one is still really nice. Maybe it gets overlooked a little bit nowadays, but it's solid. That leather gives it a masculine tinge, while you have this creamy almond and then a sweet, warm, hay-like kind of tonka that sits underneath everything else and works together well with the almond in the fragrance here. Like I said, this one kicked off the whole line. That almond, the note that's in here, you can find it across every fragrance in the L'Homme Ideal line, and I think this one still rocks for cool weather, and you can wear it during the day or the evening just as easily. So there we go. 7 fragrances that I personally find to be very versatile scents for cool weather, daytime, nighttime, either one, and big compliment pullers as well, if that's important to you. So that's gonna do it for me. Again, let me know, Legend of the Hidden Temple, who was the coolest? I'm gonna tell you guys, orange, that's my favorite color. So I was going for the orange iguanas, and guess what? They lost like pretty much every time, it felt like. Lame. Come on, guys. Get it together. All right, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.